This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. If you click on the link in the description below, it'll take you to their store and they'll know I sent you there. Alright, before we jump into another Strixhaven draft, I want to remind everyone that Card Kingdom sponsors my content. You can buy Strixhaven singles and sealed product, among other things, Magic, at their store, which you can go to by clicking on the link in the description below on YouTube or the logo below on Twitch. Well, I like Pack 1, Pick 1, Devastating Mastery. Maybe... oh no, there's a Flunk. Never mind. So, Flunk's like amazing. It might be the best uncommon. Thank you for the follow, Big Hank. Devastating Mastery is really good, but hard to cast. So, you know, it's a sweeper, but a hard to cast one. Flunk, meanwhile, is a premium removal spell by a lot. It just tends to always do its thing. Cultivate is nice. I feel like I see it all the time, even though it's Mystical Archive. It is uncommon, so you do see it a fair bit. But yeah, we take Flunk here over the other options. Okay. So here I think the main things we're looking at are Karok Wrangler and Professor of Zoomancy. I do think the Professor's a little better. This is a little clunky and slow in terms of its ability. It is quite good if you can get it going, but Professor of Zoomancy has a way better baseline. And I think it's just better. I think you usually would take it over that. Yeah, so let's take Professor of Zoomancy here. Introduction to Annihilation, kind of worth a look too, but Stake Skin Veil is a nice trick, but not anything super special. Field Trip's pretty good. And again, Introduction to Annihilation isn't bad. I think we take Field Trip. You know, Ramp Spell with Learn feels pretty good in this format. Everything with Learn feels pretty good in this format overall. Yeah, so I think that's where we'll go. Eureka Moment's kind of worth a look too, but I think we'll take Field Trip here. Okay, I think I just grab another Professor of Zoomancy. Lash of Malice is nice, but not as good as the Professor. Explosive Welcome's pretty legit in the Prismari deck, but yeah, we'll take Professor of Zoomancy here. I think it's better than the Pledge Mages, both Pledge Mages too. So, you know, in our last draft, we had 2 Combat Professors, and the Combat Professor's probably White's best common. I think Professor of Zoomancy is Green's best common, although Mage Duel's pretty good. I've been more impressed overall with the Professor of Zoomancy. Okay, well, Professor of Zoomancy number 3, I think that's where we go. There's not really anything better in this pack. There's some solid stuff, of course, but I think we'll just take a 3rd Professor of Zoomancy. Stock up on one of the best commons in the set, you know. It may not be quite as good as Serolf Packmate, but, like, you know, it's pretty good. Oh, so we could go green-white, which isn't really a supported color pair. But having both of them together would be fun. I don't think I want another Field Trip here. I think I'm probably just going to take Zephyr Boots. It's a pretty great equipment in a deck that doesn't already have a bunch of flyers. And for black-green in the end, we won't. There's no guarantee we are black-green, but, you know. Strixhaven Stadium, I don't think is very good. It's just very difficult to win with. And as good as Field Trip is, yeah, I think we go for the boots. Well, there's a Lightning Helix still around. Ooh, Frost Trickster, huh? Yeah, I think we take that. Good chance we end up in blue-green if that's what we take here. Yeah, Eager First Year is not bad, but yeah. So I think we take Frost Trickster. Thunderous Orator is definitely the best card in this pack. But, you know, I think Springmane Servant and Letter of Acceptance are both passable. mean, we could be black-white, I guess. It seems unlikely, but it's possible. Yeah, we'll take the Servant, though, I think. We'll take the on-color card. You know, it also helps with life gain payouts, which we don't have any of yet, but we do have 4 cards that gain us life already, so we're in pretty good shape on that front. We'd like to splash Flunk if we can, obviously. And I think we can. Okay, so Witherbloom Campus would help us with a splash. I think that's probably what we take. I think it's better than Spectre of the Fens just because it enables us playing Flunk. Plus the campuses have some nice upside anyway. So I think I'll take it. Prismari Pledge Mage kind of worth thinking about. It is pretty nice, but, you know, we'll take Witherbloom Campus. Okay, it does kind of feel like we're getting cut out of black, or not black, but both blue and green kind of seem like they're thinning out. Pilgrim of the Ages is definitely the best card in this pack. But maybe I just take Curate. I mean, it's fine. Yeah, also lets us cut blue, which doesn't hurt. Yeah, and we'll take a reasonable but unexciting blue card here in the Befuddler. Yeah, so Guiding Voice is probably the best card here, the way this format looks, which is funny, because I think both of these are pretty good, but not as good as the Voice. All right, we'll take a Reject. It's not terrible, but I kind of doubt it makes the cut. I just have a hard time playing Counter Magic unless it's, like, overwhelmingly powerful for the most part. So this first pack didn't go terrible, but I wouldn't say it went great either. All right, I'll take a Campus Guide. Helps us a little with our fixing. Okay, so another Frost Trickster. Auric Lore Mage is pretty good, but not amazing. Not enough to make me think about switching to black as a primary color. Karok Wrangler is good, but like I said earlier, it has some significant downsides in how slow it is. If it gets going, it's insane. But I think that kind of just means you'd rather have Frost Trickster. Like, it's going to impact the board all game long, and doesn't need any setup or anything like that to do it. Plus, I love, you know, Frost Trickster and type creatures like this. So, we'd have a little bit of learn, so at some point it would be nice to pick up, you know, some lessons, but we'll take Frost Trickster here. There's another Karok Wrangler, huh? I think I may actually take this one. So if black was a primary color, Hunt for Specimens would be worth thinking about. Introduction to Prophecy is not bad, but I do think we take this Wrangler after passing several. At least we've passed 2, I think, but this one we're going to grab. So, Divide by 0 is not bad. Shock is obviously quite good. Introduction to Annihilation, not so bad either. Quandrix Campus isn't even that bad. I think we probably just want Mage Duel, though, over Divide by 0 and stuff. It's a nice common. Our deck has a lot of nice commons in it at this point. So the Pledge Mage isn't amazing. Kind of thinking about grabbing a Lesson, because at this point we have 0 of them. Yeah, but I kind of think Pledge Mage is good enough. I'm just going to grab it here. Yeah, we are. Okay, so in terms of splashing, this would be another really great thing to splash. We do have Campus Guide and a Witherbloom Campus, so playing like a Plains isn't completely out of the question. At the same time, there is a Fractal Summoning here, which is a great lesson. Closing Statement is definitely the strongest card in this pack. If I had more fixing, I think I'd... Oh, it's not just one splash, though. It would be a double splash, so that solves that question. I am already splashing Flunk, but we'd need more black mana to really make it work, plus more white mana, so we'll just take Fractal Summoning here. There's another Fractal Summoning. Also a Needlethorn Drake. So, which of these do I want more? Right now, we only have one card with Learn, so I'm not super pumped about Fractal Summoning. I think just taking the Death Touch Flyer seems fine. Okay, you know, Vortex Runner is pretty nice. Prismari Campus would give us some more fixing, but I do like Vortex Runner just because in the late game it turns into such a real threat. And right now, there's not really a red card we're interested in splashing. It would give us the ability to down the road, but there's also a perfectly playable card in that pack, so yeah. So right now, we don't actually have that many instants and sorceries. I mean, we have 4, which in a lot of formats would be several, but we would kind of like more for our Wrangler especially. Another pair of Zephyr Boots, or a Campus Guide, which would improve our fixing. And Serpentine Curve's not bad either, but with the low number of instants and sorceries you have right this second, I don't think it's great. So Zephyr Boots isn't that great in multiples. It's not like Campus Guide's that good either, but I do think opening up a little more fixing with the second Campus Guide is fine. Yeah, I mean, we don't want those cards just because we're not base black. I think we will take another Witherbloom Campus to help our mana, though. Same thing with Inkling Summoning. We're not going to be that good at casting it, so... God, it's sort of starting to feel like we should just be straight up black, the cards we're seeing late. Hunt for Specimens is really good. I think I will take it here. If we end up with enough fixing, we would consider playing it, and it's definitely better than Square Up, so... Okay. Probably just more fixing here over Serpentine Curve. Yet another Campus Guide. Probably not playing that one, but I will grab it. Alright, Spine Karak's not terrible. It's definitely better than Square Up is going to be most of the time. Same thing. Don't know that I want to play more than 2, and I got to Square Up anyway if I want one. Aw, oh, man. That's always brutal when you open up, like, one of the best cards in the set and you can't play it. Like, there's, like, no way you can swing your deck in the right direction because we're not base black or white, or red for that matter. So making X2 work is highly unlikely. Meanwhile, there is a 4th Professor of Zoomancy here, and I think that probably is just what I'm going to take over another Karok Wrangler. Yeah. Yeah, we'll take the Zoomancy. Draconic Intervention. Yeah, that's not really what I'm interested in. I like Overgrown Arch a reasonable amount. We're not really ramping that well, so I'm not like that into Field Trip. We definitely would like a few more lessons, but I think we probably take the Arch here. Ooh, Zimone. That's really good news for us. This pack is actually really strong in general for us because we would like these 3 cards and we'd like these 3 cards. But we definitely want Zimone most of all. You know, her ability, once you get 8 lands, is just crazy, absurd, and will just win you the game a lot of the time. Ooh, Decisive Denial now, too? Oh, man, this pack. We've got Decisive Denial and Kelpie Guide. I think Denial's a little better. Just being so good, like, this is just such a good modal card that I think it is what we take here. If we were a realer ramp deck, I'd probably take Kelpie Guide, but we're really not. We're mostly just like a blue-green mid-rangey deck. So yeah, we'll take Decisive Denial here. Maybe this Needlethorn Drake Wheels, that'd be cool. Oh, wow. This pack's going real well. So we'll grab a Dream Strix here. It's quite good. You know, learns when it dies, and it's just an aggressive flyer in the meantime. So, Dream Strix it is. Our deck, oh my goodness. Our deck's getting these packs all have like multiple good Quandrix cards. Like, again, if we were a real ramp deck, it'd probably be Cultivator. Wouldn't hate a 5th Professor, but I think a 2nd Dream Strix is better. One thing we don't have right now, though, that we need to really spend some picks on is we only have 1 lesson right now. Well, remember, you can rummage, which is fine if you don't have lessons, but we would like some lessons to show up here. And we may even just grab this one as mediocre as it is. So I think we take Mercurial Transformation here. Quandrix Campus is nice, but this will have uses on some board states. It gives us a lesson, and we do have several ways to learn right now, so I think it's where we go. Like, we'll take almost any lesson we can cast just for the flexibility of making our learn cards better. Well, here's another Kelpie guide. Once again, I think we probably just take a Professor of Zoomancy, though. Yeah. Professor number 5, come on down. Okay, so here we take Introduction to Prophecy. Gets us another lesson we can actually cast. This is not one we'll be able to cast for the most part. Just grab another Vortex Runner, I guess. Ooh, that's a nice Eureka moment. This does have Learn, but I think we have enough Learn. I don't think 5 bears is too many, honestly, especially when they're mostly our only 4-drop. Ooh, I'll take the Kelpie Guide now. That's pretty good. Gives us a little bit of ramp, and in the late game turns into a Icy Manipulator. How am I going to feed them all? It's a good question. It's a good question. This pack really beefed up our deck. Like, our deck, I didn't feel great about it overall. And then this pack was, like, crazy good. If only we could have just grabbed all the Quandrix cards, in the packs that came our way. So, yeah, we definitely splash Flunk. We'll have no problem with the mana for that. So, we ended up with 6 instants and sorceries. I kind of think that's not enough for a card like the Wrangler. Yeah, you definitely want more. And I'm probably cutting some. Like, I doubt we're going to play Curate, for example. Yeah, we're not playing these 2 3-drops. I don't think we really need the campus guides. I mean, we have 2 Witherbloom campuses and a swamp. We may not even need to run a swamp, honestly. If we cut the campus guides, we don't really need to run a swamp. We did not get the fixing lesson. We got Introduction to Prophecy, Fractal Summoning, and Mercurial Transformation as our lessons. Yeah, so I think we lose the campus guides. And that probably rounds out the deck. I'm trying to think if I like our mana enough as it is. So we've got 8 blue, 9 green, and 3 black. I guess leaving the swamp in does give us another source of black, and we don't have any other cards that fix for us, right? I wonder if we'd rather have 1 campus guide than we would the Befuddler. But I don't think so. I think this will be fine. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to decide if I'd rather just cut this swamp entirely. I think for 1 card, 2 black sources is probably enough, especially because it's good all game long. We don't have to be able to... It's actually at its worst really early, generally speaking. It would just make our mana on the whole better if we just cut the black, like the straight up swamp, and just keep the campuses. And then we have 2 things that draw us cards to find the black mana. 3 things if we count Zimone, actually. So yeah, 3 things. I think we cut the swamp and add in another island. That'll give us 9/9, which is pretty good mana. Yeah, I like it. All right, so this will be the deck. Yeah. Looks pretty good. 2 Dream Strixes is going to be a lot of fun, I think. We had them earlier, and all that happened is they just kept dying, but we kept getting 2-for-1s out of the deal. So it didn't hurt us that much. Lots of really good commons in this deck between the 5 Professors and 2 Frost Tricksters. Not to mention like Mage Duel, Eureka Moment. So, sweet deck. We're doing fairly well in this format so far, knock on wood. You know, usually in most formats, I get to around somewhere around 60%. 59, 60, 61 is my win percentage. In Kaldheim, I started so poorly, because it took forever for me to really figure that format out, that I think I finished at 55, so it was not my best format ever. So, I'm considering keeping this. It's not a terrible hand to keep. I mean, it does suck that we kind of need two things for the hand to do most stuff, like because we need a forest and some other land. So we'd probably do Mulligan, even though we can definitely play the Befuddler and we might be able to play the Dream Strix, but okay. Well, this is like the same hand. We're gonna keep this one. We can't really afford to go any lower. So the least impactful card here, at least in the early game, is probably Vortex Runner. Yeah. Not a great start. Okay, well, you know, if we get to 4, we can start cranking out Zoomancy Professors, so that's cool. Looks like that's what we're going to do. So it could have been more of a disaster. Opponent could have had a faster start, and we could have, like, not been able to play anything. So, hey, and there's blue mana, too. Yeah, so let's play our Professor. Might get countered. Yeah, that's not good. If you can't kill a Maelstrom Muse, and we can't right now, it is not good. Just in case you didn't know. So we're gonna attack. So I get an untapped land if I cast Field Trip. Oh no, I don't. But I could still play Zamone off of it. Plus Learn. But maybe just pressuring them is better at this point. Probably is. Zongaif, I hope your Shuffler comment is a joke. I hope you're being sarcastic about people who talk about the Shuffler. So, Maelstrom Muse is a nightmare, man. Like, if you can't, as I said, if you can't deal with it. You know, our best Prismari deck had 2 of them, and, you know, that's not a coincidence. Uh-oh. So it might be double. They're going to double something absurd here. I just don't know what it is. Oh, yeah. Okay. Alright, so I think now it's probably Field Trip time. So, we could find a way to use Mercurial Transformation, maybe, but the problem with the Transformation, you know, if your opponent didn't know you had it, it would actually be useful a little more often, but your opponent always knows you have it, so, you know. I just want to take Fractal Summoning, so I have another big creature to pressure them with. I think that seems fine here. Then we're going to attack with both of them. And play Zamone and hope she stays around. I would say it's not super likely she does. Yep. Not super likely. Okay. Well, we can finally kill the Muse here, most likely anyway. We'd have to play this, yeah, for 4. I think killing the Muse is important enough that that's probably where I'm going to go here. So, that's only enough to make this a 3/3 actually. So we're gonna have to wait a turn. But we may as well just pump all our mana into Fractal Summoning here, I think. Wait. If I have 7 mana... Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, X equals 5. Let's hope that doesn't get countered, I guess. It could have been real bad. Whoa, Allegris. Ooh, those are going to come in handy. Okay. Well, time to kill the flyer, I think. This isn't instant, it's worth noting, but I think if we wait, I don't like that plan. So target our own creature and target the Muse. They could have a way to interact, and if they do, we're probably dead. So let's hope they don't. Nice. So I think that means we play Zephyr Boots here. Thank you for the follow, Sea of Sote. So yeah, then we're gonna put the boots. The question is whether I'd like to leave back a big creature to protect us, or put them on a quicker clock. I think I'm going to go for the faster clock. Between the Befuddler and the 2 pests, it's not like I can't interact, you know? Or, you know, stop an attack, is what I mean. Interesting. Oh yeah, I guess it wouldn't have been able to do the job earlier. Okay. Well, that's less than ideal, I think. So, do I play the Befuddler and triple block the Tome Shredder? It's not the worst plan ever. Ah, crap. What are they going to double now? So what they probably have is the +3/+1 and learn trick. So if that's true, I think we're probably dead. We definitely need to do this if it's true. So... yeah, this isn't good. I don't think there's any way we don't die here, but let's try to hope they don't have that trick. I mean, they almost definitely do, but maybe they don't. Okay. It'd be funny if that teach by example was just a bluff. Oh no, it's not. Okay. Yeah, that's gross. This card's nuts in this format. It is yesterday's deck, Eon Volterra. Yeah, the one we drafted at the end of the stream yesterday. I don't think there's anything we can draw that saves us. Alright, well... this does keep us alive, especially if they like draw a land here. We can just block the big 8/8 and go to 5. Ah. Can we afford to take 4 here? I kind of think we can, honestly. Yeah, that's not what we were looking for. All right, so we'll just hold on to this to bluff. We'll block the 8/8 this turn. That's pretty interesting. So if I don't block here next turn, I can't survive another turn anyway. But it may be worthwhile to still hold on to my blocker here. I think it probably is. Oh yeah, okay. Well, it's looking more and more like we might be able to outlast the opponent here. We are only at 1, but you know. And we'll end our turn. Alright, so obviously enough, we have to block. I'm kind of thinking about trading the Professor. Because then all we have to deal with is that 8/8, and we still have a Needlethorn Drake. Yeah, I think this is fine. Oh man, so they're flooding out pretty hard. And it looks like we're not. So, can we get back in this bad boy? That's the question. Okay. We are at a bunch of lands, so, you know, it may actually work out to use Kelpie Guide here. We do only have 7, I guess, huh? Kind of sucks. Okay, so we do kind of have to stop attacking now, but we can play out both of these. Trying to claw our ways back when we're at 1 life against a deck with red in it. Nice. So Plarg's ability is a problem, but I kind of think getting the flyer out of the way is probably better. Maybe it's not, though. So let's play our Frost Trickster here and lock down Plarg. Yeah. And then we're going to move Zephyr Boots to this 2/3. Attack with the 2/3 and the 2/2. Yeah. Right, so that dies. Okay, and I guess we'll untap the Vortex Runner here. So the awkward thing right now is we really want an 8th land, but it's also kind of weird with our Zephyr Boots. It's a rummage, but you know. Or loot, I guess is what it is. Yeah, I mean, when you're at 1 life... When you're at 1 life, that can just go that way. Yeah, I mean, we pretty much stabilized, and I think we would have won that game if they hadn't found a way to do more damage to us with the spell. But, you know, what are you going to do? Wasn't really anything. They had way too good of a start for us to effectively stabilize. Like, doubling that Pigment Storm early is rough. Right, this is a pretty good hand. And it just got a little better. Probably going to play the Drake first. Zimone obviously can, like, win us the late game. Needlethorn Drake is good and all, but that's not really... It doesn't really win you the late game, you know? Does it get countered? Does it get killed? These are the questions. Okay, well, I probably play Zimone now, if only because I'd rather hold on to the Frost Trickster for its ability. And it's not like Zimone doesn't give us some value early. Like, using the Frost Trickster to actually tap something later is going to be significantly better than just playing it for a flyer here. I mean, up until we get to the point where we don't have anything else to do, we probably don't bother casting Eureka Moment. So this next turn we'll probably cast the Professor unless they play something we really want to tap down. I think there's a good chance they just kill Zimone. That's what happens to her most of the time if you play her early, which is pretty smart. I guess if I draw a land with her, it might be worthwhile to use her ability to put down a land and then play the Professor, so we have one more land in play. I find myself very rarely using that ability. Oh, nice. They're going to use her ability to put a land into play. Oh, they couldn't do it. They didn't have anything to do with it. That would have been so sweet. Alright, so yeah, we're just going to play Professors here. We're building a pretty good lead at this point. Mercurial Transformation. Okay, well there's our 5th land. Everybody attack. And then play another Professor. It's going to be pretty tough for them to overcome this. I guess Draconic Intervention on Pop Quiz here would do it. Nice one, Baldric. Nice. Man, her tap ability, if it let you search up a land, would be insane. Alright, so... it's funny. When your opponent doesn't play anything, Flunk's not very good. But we're just going to Frost Trickster here and pay the extra mana. And that should get us there. Yeah, I was going to say, that should be enough. Alright, this seems fine. It's a little slow, but, you know, turn 3 Dreamstick Strix into back-to-back Professors of Zoomancy doesn't seem too bad. Dreamstrix is a little sad about those Zephyr Boots, but, you know. Wow, that's not good for our opponent. So, play the Dreamstrix. They can kill it with literally anything. You know, that's the downside. Yeah, like that. The upside is their learn cards don't actually do anything because there's not a target by the time it resolves. I don't really desperately want any of these. I guess it's more likely Introduction to Prophecy or Mercurial Transformation comes up than it is, because we just have so much to do with our mana right now that I don't see us Fractal Summoning anytime soon, and we have other ways to learn later, so it's not like this is our only shot. Let's get the Transformation, I guess. So they do kill it, but it's a 2-for-1, because we get a card out of the deal. I think Dreamstrix probably should be a rare. a pretty strong card. Alright, Professor of Zoomancy. It seems like they made any card that isn't, like, overcosted because it learns. Okay, well. We do get a guy out of the deal, so I'm okay with it. And it makes them equip their Zephyr Boots, more or less. They made any card that's, like, efficient and learns rare, more or less. And I think that's fine, because, you know, most of the time you're overpaying for something if it has learn. But that's not really true of the, like, Professor of... the Green Professor and things like that. I mean, you know, people feel good when they kill it with something like our opponent did, but it's really not that great. I mean, you know, it's what you have to do a lot of the time. But, you know, it's... we still got a 2-for-1 out of the deal, is my point. So, right, so another Professor. So, Eureka Moment plus Mage Duel on a turn is going to feel pretty good, I think. Well, now it's not going to feel that good. Why do they keep killing our threats? What's that about? Man, they discarded a Venerable Warsinger? That's crazy. I feel like something scary may be about to happen here. Alright, so let's Eureka Moment here. Nice. Yeah, so we'll put you onto the battlefield. And you onto the battlefield. Oh, I can't submit two. Why are you letting me do that? Okay, and then we put the land. Then it's a question of whether we want a Mage Duel or not. Or just play out Dream Strix. Well, either way, we're attacking for 2, so let's do that. I think I'm just going to play another Dream Strix. That fractal summoning's looking a little better now. Yeah, we have a lot of things we can do with the transformation, that's for sure. So we're just going to take this. I mean, they get to loot more, and looting is quite good, of course, but, you know, yeah. Nice. Okay. Well, I think we probably just go ahead and play Frost Trickster and tap down their flyer here. And then we have our Overgrown Arch to block the Tome Shredder for now. Although if I tap down the Tome Shredder, I can attack for 5. And I could also still Mage Duel. I mean, there's a lot of things we can do here. Yeah. Let's tap down the Tome Shredder and attack for 5. I don't think it's that big of a downside for them to be revealed to your opponent. I mean, it is downside, sure. If they didn't know what it was at all, that would be better, but... I don't think it's a big deal, basically, is what I'm saying. There's still so much upside involved with them that it doesn't really matter. Alright, so let's attack for 5. Then let's play Overgrown Arch and Needlethorn Drake. Hi Philippa, thank you for the raid. So we're in good shape here. It's kind of just a question of do they have a sweeper? Like, I think that's the the downside we could have. I mean, I guess Pigment Storm would hurt some, but they'd have to use up their whole turn to do it. So, not so much. Ah! That's pretty spicy. That is pretty spicy. Okay, so... Alright, so we're going to Mercurial Transformation here on our... one of our pests. Yeah. So let's make a pest into a 4/4. Then I think we Mage Duel the Flyer. Yeah. So I can actually use the pest, other pest to Mage Duel here, which seems pretty good. Maybe I should have waited. Because, yeah, it becomes a 2/3. Yeah. It's going to be a big hit. I could probably have used the transformation a little more effectively, but it's not like this attack is not a problem for our opponent, you know? The best they can do is trade with the pest. So, you know... interesting. The fact that they decided to not even trade has me a little worried they have a sweeper. Thing is, though, if I have a land next turn, Vortex Runner's unblockable. Should I worry that they have a sweeper? I mean, they have access to Draconic Intervention and, you know, also the Day of Judgment in the Mystical Archive. Yeah... We're just gonna do it. Partly because if our Dream Strix dies, we can just get Fractal Summoning. So we wouldn't be dead outright, but... You know. Alright, so that's a goodish sign. I guess they could still cast either Day of Judgment or Draconic Intervention, though, so maybe it doesn't matter. So they're going for the flying here. Maybe just to block. I'd be cool with that. Yeah, that looks like their plan. Luckily, this comes back tapped. They don't have the mana anyway, so... Gain some life with our Arch. Okay. So, yeah, I think we just attack with everything. They do have some blocks here that are good, but they take enough damage that I don't really care. So they can make it a 4/4 here, but they go to 2. And we get to learn with their Dream Strix. I wonder whether I want Fractal Summoning here or just the 3 mana Preordain. I think maybe having Fractal Summoning in our back pocket is better. I could also just cast it right away. Thank you for the follow, Metsby. So, I think because learning in response to a sweeper seems pretty good, I'll probably just play Professor of Zoomancy here. Yeah. I mean, I'm being cautious because I think we can afford to be, basically. Yeah, okay. I was going to say, we don't have to be this cautious, but we're in good enough position that if we overcommit to the board there, I mean, that was like the only way we lose, so we may as well keep it in mind when not pressuring them doesn't make that much of a difference. Yeah. Thank you for the follow, Marco Berserker 97. Okay, well, I do think we can keep this. It is the kind of hand where if we don't hit that third land, we're in trouble. But we have a couple turns to do it. And if we do, we're just golden, I think. So, thank you for the sub, Metsby. Yes, let's keep 7. Because we get to Field Trip if we get a third land, and then into Professor of Zoomancy. Thank you for the resub, Echo Zero. Nice. Okay, so this hand should pop off pretty well, I think. Between the Field Trip and the Professors of Zoomancy and everything. Yeah. Well, we're going to attack with her. There's not really a good reason not to. So, she's not doing anything else here. Okay, so then we Field Trip. Grab a Forest. And also grab... Yeah. I guess we'll get Introduction to Prophecy for later. Transformation could be useful, but our hand is filled with... I guess making pests into 4/4s isn't a small thing, but yeah. Removal would be cool, because that's going to get big pretty fast. I mean, we do have removal, actually, but... we have to wait a turn. Yeah. So let's play our Professor here. Thank you for the follow, Sunny. Man, that thing's gross. Especially with a Quandrix Pledge Mage. It's going to get big in a hurry. So, kind of hoping it's just a 4/4, and I would be willing to give up a Professor of Zoomancy to kill it before it gets out of hand. Okay. That looks pretty good. Alright, so... yeah. Let's go ahead and Decisive Denial with our Professor on Quandrix Pledge Mage. See what happens. They have mana, but they don't have a ton. So they could have something. Oh, man. That is backbreaking. So they're going to make it into a 4... yeah. Yeah. That was just great, wasn't it? Do I want either of you? I guess probably I'll take an island. Yeah, wrecking us like that was brutal. It was like a... yeah, it was a 2-for-1 for them. Do I want to double block the Biomathematician? I don't think so. We'll just take 6. So, we'll play our Professor of Zoomancy. Question here is whether I want to play Zephyr Boots. I think so. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why we wouldn't, actually. We can use her ability to put an extra land on the table, which might actually matter. Probably won't, though. Yeah, it's going to be hard to overcome that turn That was the kind of play. Oh, yeah. Now we're really in trouble. I mean, it's possible. It's just improbable. So I guess I'll double block the Biomathematician here. Take 8. Yeah. Gain back 2 of those. What we really need is our own Frost Trickster. That's what we really need. All right. So we're going to take 2 in the air this turn. Seems like there's not really a way around that. I could put Zephyr Boots on something, but it just doesn't seem that necessary to me. Yeah. At least they made this so it's only sorcery speed. The Hall of Oracles. Alright. So, I think we're going to double block here. Hope that works out for us. And jump there and take 7. I guess we don't have to take 7. We're probably dead. All they need is a trick or some shenanigans, but we might find our way out of this. Okay, well, nice. So that makes a pretty big difference overall. I think we play our Frost Trickster here to lock down. I honestly think we're going to lock down the 4/4. No? Yeah? I'm going to lock something down. I'm just not sure what. We're basically using it defensively here and not aggressively. So, yeah, we'll stop the flyer. After all, we're at 3. I mean, we can give something else flying, but I still think it's probably worth blocking. And, yeah, then we'll end our turn. Alright, so, yeah, we'll block there. So, the problem is they have... Uh-oh. They have way more gas than we do. Oh, yeah. Okay, Mage Duel does help, but... They can get back Elemental Mastery late on this next turn if they want to. Huh. We've been stuck on 8 or 7 several times with our, like, 8 lands or more cards in play. That's been rough. So... What do we do? Kill the flyer, I guess? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, killing Zamone is tempting, but... Almost no matter... I mean, there's not really anything we can do to beat the value these 2 cards are going to give them, unfortunately for us. Which pretty much means we're dead, but, you know. I guess maybe we just kill Zamone. Yeah. So we have to chump both of these, and that's all we're going to be able to do, so... yeah. I guess, like, drawing a Frost Trickster, another one, would buy us one more turn. Oh, that actually works too. As long as they don't have another freaking spell to put a counter on that Frost Trickster. Oh, man. Yeah, they got us. Not too surprising. It's been funny, like, our deck has ended up in, like, situations where it felt like we were going to lose inevitably. But then we managed to stabilize for a while at really low life, and then we lost. That's both our losses were like that, where it was just like, okay, maybe we can find our way out of this. That time it was a little less, you know, the earlier game it was way more like that than this one was. It does feel like if you just try to be like a good stuff Quandrix deck, which is mostly what we are, you're missing out on, you know, not having big crazy things to ramp into is, you know, not awesome. Right, it's pretty good. So 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, 5-drop. You know, if we draw lands, that's a pretty good start. Do I want to bother playing Zimone? I think we probably just flash out the Befuddler, mostly because, you know, Zimone has serious late game value, and there's lots of things that can kill her early. So I think just flashing in the Befuddler will be worth it. Yeah, just play the Befuddler. Kelpie Guide's interesting. I think we probably still play Dream Strix, but I guess if we play the Kelpie Guide... No, yeah, we play Dream Strix. I mean, it'll pressure them, or give us a 2-for-1. And I think we're okay with either of those outcomes. So... Alright, so... Yeah, we attack with Dream Strix here for sure. We're very down with the trade. I'm going to grab the Fractal Summoning here. And then we'll play Professor of Zoomancy. We're definitely lacking when it comes to removal. Yeah. So... I think we attack with our Professor here. And then... What do I want to play here? I guess Vortex Runner. It's going to be the better attacker. I mean, Kelpie Guide does set up some nice stuff for us. Yeah. Go with the Guide. Their aggressive trading has me a little worried that they have... Like, if they have a thing to get stuff back from the graveyard. Oh, Bayou Groff. They're everywhere. Yeah, so we're just going to play our Witherbloom Pledge Mage, since it's big enough to contend with the Groff. Uh-oh. We've been seeing a lot of Zephyr Boots this draft. I think they go aggro here. To rummage, or to loot, rather. Looks like it. Okay. Hi, Johan. I'm good. So we've got access to 7 mana total because of our Kelpie Guide. So now that has flying, we're far enough on Kelpie Guide getting the mana we need that I may just attack with it here. I can still double spell, yeah. I think we just go for it there. I'm sure they block, yeah. I mean, Kelpie Guide can do some crazy stuff. But I think we were far enough away that the trade is perfectly fine with me. So, Vortex Runner. Zamone honestly doesn't pressure them that much more than Overgrown Arch does right here. But she does have 1 power, so I guess we'll go with it. Morning Sloth. Yeah, the Arch would make this, you know, buy us a few more turns, but yeah. What do they have? Probably just play a 4/4 Fractal this turn. Gains us a life, too, because of Witherbloom Pledge Mage. I mean, they gotta have something. Okay, well, they didn't show us they have something, but they probably do. Either way, we're attacking with everything here. Make them do something. Okay. Okay. So, I'm a little scared they might have a way, like if they have the card, and they may very well have it, if they have the card that makes his power way higher, like doubles it, we're dead no matter what. So gaining 1 life off of casting Fractal Summoning won't really matter. So let's just go a little wider. And hope they don't have a way to... We've already lost to that card once, and at least this time we're, like, not doing great. The other time we were like way ahead of our opponent and they one-shotted us down from 20. This time it would just be from 10, so it won't feel quite as bad, but it's still not going to feel good. So yeah, they must have that. I don't know why else they would play as aggressively as they had. That's the only thing that makes sense. So I think we're probably dead. Unless it was all some elaborate bluff. There's not much to be gained by it, though. Okay. Alright, we got there. They did give us a little bit of a heart attack, but we're gonna get there. Okay, good. I didn't lose to that card again, which is good. And we avert a losing record, of which I only have 1 in the format so far. So, you know, not having 1 feels good. I think it was good that we played out as many things as we did aggressively, because with all those pests, they could have potentially survived. And I think that must have been what their plan was, like, be really aggressive and then block with a bunch of stuff. Okay, this hand... The lack of green mana is a little disturbing. That said, we're on the draw. It's reasonably likely we draw green mana. Yeah, I think we can keep it. There's only one thing we need to draw for this hand to be good, and that's a forest. So, if it's just one thing, it's usually worth keeping, because limited is... I mean, it's always punishing to mulligan. Oh my god. Alright, well, we may be about to get really punished for not mulliganing. Give us all... We're probably going to draw our 4th and 5th professors back-to-back here, so... Okay, we didn't. That's nice. We'll play the Dream Strix. It does pressure them more effectively than Kelpie Guide does, so... Aha! So, I think we attack with our Strix here. Yeah. I'm not really sure why people block this Strix as aggressively as they do. They've been doing it against this deck. Because, like, it's better to race than trade there, because the trade just gives me a card, you know? Kind of considering Mercurial Transformation, just because we have plenty to do with our mana right now, and having a cheap thing that might do a thing might be a little better. Yeah. Let's go that route. And we can use it to kill the Arch, for example, which could be funny. Like, you know, attack into it with anything, they block it, and then we transform it. We may just slam 3 straight professors here, depending on what our opponent's up to, of course. It's not a bad sequence. Oh, I know it's sorcery speed, the lesson, if that's what you're talking about. But in my second main phase, I could use it. Oh, interesting. I haven't seen someone play this yet, but I don't think we're upset that they're going to give us a land. But they do get a bunch of lands for themselves, too, which is not irrelevant. So, thank you. So we're going to be at 6 mana now. Okay, so... let's attack. So if they block the Pest, I think we use Mercurial Transformation to kill it. Yeah. The Arch, that is. You're just not always going to be able to set up ways to use it, so, you know. So yeah, let's use the Arch here. Or transformation to kill the Arch. And then play another Professor. You know, keeping them from learning and all that seems worthwhile. So it died because it had 1 damage on it, and I turned it into a 1/1. So yeah, I think we can probably afford to just swing with everything here. And play another Professor, yeah. That's the plan. I'd love it if they're too scared to block. Damage always does that. So, they do have a lot of mana. And a big creature in play. We need our black mana so we can flunk something. That would be nice. More green would be good, too. Our opponent deciding to give us another island was kind of smart. Also, if they can ever get Kelpie Guide in play when we have 8 lands, that'll also feel pretty good. Alright, so they're making it more difficult. So I think I'm in a Eureka moment here. Kind of hope we hit green, but if we don't, that's okay. We can play our Kelpie Guide in your second main phase. Nice, we did it. Look at that. Okay. So we're at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This gives us an 8th land. So, the question here is whether I just want to attack with everything again. And I can, if they block the Professor with a 3/3, I can use the Befuddler to make the 3/3 die and hold on to a Professor. I think that seems fine. If they don't block like that, we probably... Yeah. I think we just rumble with everything. Yeah, so we do lose 1 Professor. But we kill that. Get in for 3. Play a Needlethorn Drake. Alright, so now we're just attacking with Needlethorn Drake. Then we're going to play our Arch and our Kelpie Guide. So we can use the Guide, if it's allowed to live, to start tapping down a permanent every turn, which is pretty good. Drawing a swamp here would be awesome. I actually don't think we have a swamp. We just have the, yeah. So, I think we just take this, honestly. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, neither is that. Well, Zimone will be good. So, so we can tap a thing down. We probably wait until our next turn to try to tap down 2 blockers and everything with the Kelpie Guide, yeah. Yeah. I think we definitely tap down the 7/7 when they go to combat here. They're just going to cycle that away, I'm sure. With the amount of mana they have. Alright, so we're going to go Kelpie Guide. Oop, that's not what we want. Tap down the 7/7. If they attack with the Muse, I can block it with the Drake. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's what we want to do here. It does scare me what they could have, but, you know. So, they have to have something. Ooh, I don't know that they do. Interesting. Oh yeah, let's gain our life here. Alright, so I think we're going to go aggressive here with Kelpie Guide. Use it to tap down. Let's go with the token. Yeah. So I could use Zimone to just draw cards now, and I'd still be able to play Vortex Runner, and I might hit a swamp. I think that seems okay. Island, island, forest, forest, yeah. Oh boy. Kind of makes me wish I'd done that first, huh? Okay. So, yeah, I think we Frost Trickster. The only thing is Vortex Runner will be unblockable next turn. So maybe we wait a turn. The Trickster does make it more likely we survive, and that is a thing. And on this board, flying is unblockable. Yeah, let's play the Frost Trickster. Ooh, okay. That might not end well for me. We may have been a little too aggressive here. They can't afford to be crazy aggressive. I mean, it depends what they drew, of course. Okay. That's not good. Okay, well, I'm not sure we're going to be able to overcome them now, but we'll see. So we have to block one of them. And that means we're going to block this one. And we're going to gain one life. Okay. Yeah, that's not really going to do it. So let's play our Vortex Runner. And yeah, I think we'll just end our turn. It is kind of funny we can draw a bunch of cards with Simone, but I don't think that's the direction we want to go in. So we tap down the 7/7 with our Kelpie Guide. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, I think we're just going to go for chumps here. That means 4 gets through, but we're going to gain back 3, so we'll be at 4. Yeah, I think that's okay. They could have the trick to kill us, but, you know, let's find out. Uh-oh. Okay. Can we keep living? I'm not sure we can. This deck going 3-3 seems fine to me, honestly. I don't think it was the greatest deck ever. It's not really doing what Quandrix really wants to do. Our opponent is doing that. Okay, so we're going to draw a bunch of cards here. Okay. Okay. It's getting a little interesting here. Not sure it's enough, but interesting nonetheless. So we can kill one of the 4/4s. With Mage Duel here. Yeah. And then we can also kill another 4/4 with Decisive Denial. No, not really. I think this is still what we want to do. If I Decisive Denial first, but there's just not anything I can kill with the fight if I Decisive Denial first. Then we play Frost Trickster. And keep that locked down. So, if I kill Waterfall Aerialist here and pay the extra mana, I attack for force. Yeah, it's not enough. We'll attack them for 4. Question is whether I use Vortex Runner here to kill another creature and lose my blocker. I kind of think I have to, right? They have 1, 2, 3, 4... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attackers. We're going to tap 1 down. We can take 3. We don't have to do it, so I don't think I'm going to. Yeah. We basically have to, but... not quite. But basically. This deck has put up a fight in every loss, at least. Okay. I can block and fight if I have to. Oh, I forgot to tap something down with my Kelpie Guide. I was already sort of resigned to lose. I think it's too late, but I'm going to put it on full control now. Yeah, it's too late. Oh, boy. That is not what we wanted to do. Not what we wanted to do at all. So we got a 1 here. I mean, I'm pretty sure we were going to lose anyway, but we had a better chance if we tapped down a big creature, so. Why do you think I can't block the 3/1? Yeah, I will draw. Don't worry. I can understand why you are worried, given the mistake I just made, but... Too bad we don't have the card that, like, doubles our creature's power. That would have been fun. Yeah, we're dead. We can freak him out, though. I don't think there's anything we can scry into that saves us, but like I said, freaking them out seems optimal. Hey, there's black mana, but we would have had our Kelpie guide still. So we kind of had an outside shot if I tapped correctly, because I could have attacked them. I could have attacked them down to 1. I'm not sure we have anything else in our deck that pumped power. Oh, I guess. No, we used our Mercurial Transformation, right? Yeah. So that wouldn't have worked. So yeah, 3/3. Like, you know, that deck wasn't amazing. Had some fun stuff. I liked having 2 Dream Strixes. That was cool. But yeah. Was not a stellar one.